Detox Your Life with itstheg.com. G Gang, where you at? Holla back. Ow! Boom. All right, y'all. So, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are all about elevating our frequencies and consciousness while removing the toxins out of our bodies, spirit, mind, and body. That is what it means as far as detoxing our lives. All right, get them toxins out. And one of the main things when it comes to health and wellness, ascension, and making sure that we are to the right levels within our lives is to be mindful. We must be mindful of everything. We must be mindful of our bodies, not just externally, but internally as well. I think a lot of the times what happens is people, they don't start noticing an ailment. They don't start noticing when things need to change or happen until they have the physical manifestation represented within them or on them or in their lives, right? So people don't understand, like they'll start noticing maybe their face breaking out and, oh my gosh, maybe I'm toxic because my face is breaking out, or oh, my stomach hurts, or you know what I mean? You wait until the last second until you do something about your health, or you wait until you feel a kind of way until you do something about your health. But the main thing when it comes to awareness and mindfulness is to prevent things from happening by doing the right stuff, by putting the right things in your body and being more aware of how the body works. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why, with that being said, I am currently in the process of getting my detox therapy certification, so that what it has been teaching me is a lot more about, it's been teaching me so much more about holistic health in terms of why we should eat right, and even how to identify organ stress in the body. And one thing that went along with the assignment was doing a pH test. All right, so we had to do a pH test on ourselves and on one other person, and it was very interesting. And so a pH test is pretty much it's pretty much taking these pH strips like this, and you pee in a cup, just like you would go to like a doctor's office. You pee in a cup and then you just measure it with one of these pH strips right here. And this is called Pike Agri Labs. And so you just do this. You just rip, not this small, I'm just showing y'all because I ain't trying to waste my paper. So you just rip it off one of these, and then you dip it into the pee, the urine. And then, of course, wear gloves and all that. And then they give you the colors, and you just measure the strip along the colors. And then you do that with urine, and then you also do a saliva test as well. So you just take the paper. So you might as well use it, right? So I got. And then you measure saliva. I think that. I don't think it was long enough. And then it turns colors, as you see. I'm really alkaline. Like, I keep a lot of alkalinity in my body, but I'm at I would say between a 7 point, between a 7.0 and 7.2. So I suppose that's 7.1. But as you see the colors right here, so it kind of matched that. But anyways, that's not how you find your overall pH. That's just how I can measure my pH in my saliva. There's actually a mathematical type of equation that you have to do to get the pH between the saliva and the urine to understand the pH of your overall body. And so when I did my test, I found out that I was alkaline. So check this out. Peace. So I recently just did this pH test on myself, in which I measured my urine and my saliva to kind of see my body's overall pH levels. And what I came up with is 7.4. So that means that my body is actually extremely alkaline, which is good to a degree, because what we want to do is have a pH balance of 6.4 and 7. So if anything between that is neutral. So you want to have some acidity. So with me, I actually need to take in more acidic foods in order to create a balance in my body. So I'm glad to see that I am alkaline, but I still need to ignite some fire into my blood. So there we go. That's the equation, and that's the result. What's your pH level? So yeah, so I'm alkaline, but that's only because I adapted to this vegan lifestyle, and I drink alkaline water on a consistent basis. I barely drink any other type of water. I definitely don't drink tap water. And if I do drink bottled water, it's gonna be spring water, and that's rare. I don't drink a lot of bottled water either. I just drink from my alkaline water filter, and I just fill it up in my water bottle. And this is the type of water I drink. So I'm constantly taking in a lot of alkaline. And not only that, I just live a very peaceful yin life at this point. Like now that I do a lot of meditations and breath work and yoga, you know, so I feel good though. Like I ain't mad at it, but at the same time, everything is about balance and equilibrium, you know, so that we can have peace within our bodies. Because just like they say disease cannot live in an alkaline body, it doesn't mean that you want to be totally alkaline. Like you don't want to be all the way at the 8.0 scale. You don't want to be all the way on that scale. Just like you don't want to be all the way on this scale, the acidity. You want to be right there in the middle, because that's balance. You know, everything has this yin and yang, even our bodies. And so if you're too acidic, there are alkaline foods, there's alkaline diets, there are ways that you can get more alkaline into your life. And that usually like takes about just 7 days of just introducing your body to new foods. And if you're highly alkaline, there are acidic foods. And I don't mean toxic foods such as like those heavy, you know, meat, as a vegan, I'm not talking about meat, I'm not talking about a lot of processed foods, sugars, and things like that. But I'm talking about like chickpeas and cranberries and kidney beans, and there's a whole list of alkaline and acidic foods. So stay up to date on the website, because I will post something for that. Actually, if you want a complete list of alkaline and acidic foods, just contact me, message me, and I will get that to you. Okay, I will get you a list of the type of foods. But I think that's why it's important for us to, you know our bodies and really understand where we're at internally, because it will determine what you put into your body. Because like I said, it's all about mindfulness and having awareness of yourself, you know. And I'm learning too about me, because a lot of the times growing up in this society, growing up in this system, we live to eat because eating is pleasurable, eating is good, and eating is fulfilling.
Okay, because I like to eat, my kids like to eat, my family like to eat, my friends like to eat, the people that I know like to eat, everybody like to eat, alright?
That's why eating is so damn addictive. Alright? But we must shift our mindset from living to eat to eating to live. Okay? So let's find fulfillment in eating the things that we need for our bodies to live and our organs to live and function properly. And the thing is, to keep it balanced, because even if you are too alkaline, the organ system in your body, the organs may not function properly because they're too laxed. So they still need that activation, that acidic activation, right? And plus, you know, you got acid in your bodies, but you still need those fire systems to go and activate your body. So we must have a balanced body. And you can get these pH strips anywhere. You can get these from Walgreens, you can get them on Amazon. I got them from a Life of Peace Wellness, the school that I'm getting the certification from. Like, she has all this stuff on her website. Also, she has like books, so you can actually get this book. It's called Detox Therapy, and it says detoxing should feel good too. And it's going to give you a lot of information about our bodies and why it's important to detox and cleanse it out, and eating right. It'll give you like a regimen in terms of just holistic foods and all that. Like I said, it's not easy for me, but it's a journey. And one thing about detox that we need to realize is the fact that it is a journey. People coming onto the market and they talking about detoxes and detox teas, in which I have a company that I'm working with that has a detox tea. But the thing is, it shouldn't just be so you can get money and other people can get money and this person can get money. No, when it comes to detoxing, you got to come from a level of understanding of what detox is, and you got to come from a level of compassion, okay? And you got to come from a level of educating the people and not just thinking this is just a re-up. You're like, oh shoot, get some more tea, they here for the re-up. No. We got to care about each other. So when it comes to detoxing, it's very important to know that it is a lifestyle change, because it doesn't make sense to let me cleanse my body just to toxic it back up, toxic it. That's gonna be the word. Just to put more toxicity back in, so that I gotta go detox again just so I can put it. It's just why would you do that? So how about we cleanse our body, we detox our body so that we can put the right stuff into our body so our bodies can be, at a peaceful state. And there was actually something, because I follow a lot of I follow YouTubers, and one of my favorite YouTubers, his name is Young Pharaoh, and I'm sure you heard of him. He got a lot of followers. He has a very strong presence within the YouTube community. And one thing that he was saying is that, if you really pay attention and notice that people who eat differently, of course, you have a different energy. You're going to emit a different frequency out into the world. And so people who are vegans, you don't see a lot of vegans on death row. You don't see a lot of vegans that are creating these toxic situations into the world. You don't see a lot of people who are vegans, because vegans is like, we chill. Like, it's all about peace and harmony, because we're worried about our bodies and bringing peace and harmony into our internal bodies so that we can have peace and harmony externally. So a lot of the times, the people with all the road rage, all the people that are just going crazy out into this world, chances are they don't have a good diet. Chances are they eat all kind of toxic stuff, and that shit come through their pores and they start acting like animals. Okay, you eat all them animals, the animals sitting in your gut, you absorbing their karma and their trauma and their stress levels, and that stuff manifests in you, and you become the animal. Because eating is not just to eat, because eating is very spiritual. Eating is very vibrational. So that's why, like Dr. Sebi, he talks a lot about eating electric foods and carbon-based foods and alive foods, right? So that you can get the energy from the plant and that alive, that alertness, that wellness from the plant, as instead of like dead foods and foods that will just decay into your body. Because you think about it, when you take a plant and you plant it into the earth, it'll grow. It's gonna sprout more life. You can't take a dead carcass, plant it to the earth, and it sprout new life. No, you can go to the cemetery and see that just, ain't nothing happening. Just death, right? So we got to be more mindful of our bodies, what we put in our bodies, and we have to be more mindful of how food affects our mood, how food affects our lives. And because we love food, because I love food, we have to be more mindful of the fact that it can control and take over our lives, because we got to also consider parasites. Parasites get to the brain, and then the parasites start thinking for you, and you wonder, why do I have all these excessive thoughts? And the excessive thoughts are just evil, because that's not you thinking. That's the outside world thinking. Now, this is what I want you to think, and I'm gonna leave you with this. GMO, genetically modified organisms. So if you think about a genetically modified organism means something that is like alive, something that has some kind of It's something that's alive, it's alert, you know what I'm saying? It's not just a dead thing. Like, so you're eating this spiritual vibration, but what type of organism is it? What type of spiritual vibration is it? Whose agenda is it? And what type of energy are they putting into it? You gotta kind of consider that. Like, it's real out here, and like I said, it's not easy, and that's why, you know, I'm coming on this scene, because more detox therapists and people who are into natural medicine, you know, the more we're important, is because, you know, we can be that support, we can be that, you know, resource for you to why you should definitely just consider yourself a little bit more, your body and your life and your wellness just a little bit more, because I definitely know that it can change the world. I believe it can change the world. I believe we can change the world if we change our eating habits. We can change the world by changing our eating habits, and that's facts. And you know, I remember growing up, and there was always kind of like this underlying belief that nothing's perfect. There was this underlying belief that you can't have peace in the world, because, you know, the media, they like to make jokes like, oh, peace on earth, but yeah, right, you know, you see destruction, right? But we're very powerful beings. We have powerful spirits, we have powerful minds, and we're able to create anything that we want as long as we're tuned in. So I truly believe we can have peace on a large scale. The only thing is that we've been taken so far off balance from just nature that it's going to take time, and it's going to take generations. And that's why I think the children are really our future. So make sure to at least educate your kids and consider their bodies, their digestive systems, and making sure that they're eating the right stuff, because the children are going to be the ones that carry on the generations, and they can actually bring peace on the earth. But we have to instill that peace in them at an early age. People are not born evil. People are created evil, or they're created to be ignorant by not learning what they need to learn at birth, and not getting what they need in gestation. So women, you know, having babies, when you're pregnant, they tell you to be mindful of what you eat, but yet when you go into the, if you're low income, they give you WIC, and they give you like all this milk, and milk is just not good for you. But you have women who are drinking this milk while they're pregnant, and that's affecting their unborn child. Whereas you have women who are more into holistic wellness, and they may do meditation and yoga, and their kids come out with that vibration because it was in vitro, is when they were in the stomach. So honestly, women, you know, take that into consideration when you're pregnant and you're about to have kids, that everything you do, everything you experience, everything you feel is going to affect this child on a subconscious level before they even enter this world. And then think about what they're taught and what they're introduced to. And if you have toxicity in your life, then they're attaching onto your trauma, they're attaching onto your unhealthiness and everything like that. So at least consider the kids enough to be better. Consider the kids enough for you to want to be better. You know, if you don't want to be better for you, then be better for you so you can be better for the kids. At least teach the kids how to be better for themselves and be the example. So, it definitely is going to take a lot of work, but I believe that we can get there. And even if we don't get there on a macro scale, we can at least get there on a micro scale. So let's work on at least finding that peace and harmony and balance within our own selves, so that we can spark, or how about this, continue, because the flame has already been sparked, so that we can continue to ignite the flames of change, ignite the flames to bring about a better world. It's going to take generations, just like it took generations to destroy where we're at, destroy our minds, destroy what we're eating. It took generations of destruction, so it's gonna take generations to rebuild, but it has to start somewhere, and it has to start with us. So the little things, such as just knowing your pH levels. Okay, it's time to rethink, it's time to reshift on just what we do, things that we don't even consider half the time. I never thought to go pee in a cup and measure my own damn pH levels. But here I am doing it, right? But I thought it was pretty cool though, and there might be better ones out in the market with this. I'm gonna probably research more ones that are just to kind of see which ones give me more accuracy, you know, and then I'll let y'all know the better ones over time. But this video is just kind of introduction to it, saying that it doesn't hurt to try, it doesn't hurt to experience, and just kind of really care for yourself, being mindful of yourself. If you're in my area, if you happen to be in my area and you want to set up an appointment, you can do that. You can inquire about services. I do a lot of services as well as sell products. So I'm here for you. I'm here for your health and wellness. I'm here for my health and wellness. I'm here for the kids' health and wellness. I'm here for everybody's health and wellness, because we all play a part in the greater whole. Okay? And not the greater whole, the greater whole. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, don't mind me, y'all. I'm just blabbering at this point. But thank you so much. So pretty much, I usually like to do a supplement of the day or of the week, because I try to post at least once a week, because I'm having such a busy life. There's so much going on. Just between motherhood and homeschooling and all this stuff. So therefore, I try to at least post once a week. But like I said, I have a newsletter. So make sure you go to itstheg.com. Subscribe to the newsletter. Stay up to date, because I also do a podcast as well as, you know, my social media. So just stay up to date in that regard. But like I said, there will be a new video every week on Mondays. So make sure that you stay locked in and stay tuned, because I'm going to be sharing with you the supplement of the week. Hey all, okay, so the supplement of the week is going to be a tincture. And I'm all about tinctures. I love tinctures just because they're so easy to take. I mean, there's only so much capsules that you want to swallow in terms of supplements, and which I'm not opposed to. I just don't want to take too much. Like, I like to mix up my supplements. I like to have some syrups. I like to have natural herbs. I like to have like teas. I like the capsules, but I also like my tinctures. This comes from an apothecary, which means natural medicine. It comes from an apothecary place. And this one has been working for me because it's called respiratory head and lungs. So it's all herbs in here that help with your respiratory system, and it's helping me breathe better. Like I said, I've been working on a lot of breathing exercises, and so this is helping to heal my lungs from smoking for so many years and to keep them strong. It has a variety of ingredients called Alkaline, fenugreek, hawthorn, let's see, kella seed, licorice root, mullein, osha, shajandra root. So definitely look into that right there. Eventually, I'm going to create my own tinctures, because you know, it's just better to kind of know what you're doing. But I trust this place, and you can find local apothecaries in your area. You'll be surprised at how many ailments that they're designed to treat. And I don't mean treat, but shall I say to enhance, to get your body working really good. There's so many different ways, but that's the one I wanted today. So if you are dealing with like respiratory issues, you cough a lot, you're not getting enough oxygen, you live in high altitudes, or even if you live in an environment that is very congested like I do, oh my gosh, like let me tell you about my pet peeve before I go. So I cannot stand those trucks, and if you have one of these trucks on the road, I want to punch you in the face, because I don't like those trucks that they on the road and through the exhaust pipe is black smoke. And it's like, y'all know y'all emitting black smoke into the air, and that's just messing up the air. Like, we already don't absorb and inhale the amount of oxygen 100%. We take about 60% oxygen when we're outside, and about like 40% oxygen when we're inside. So when you get all these trucks on the road, and then the ones that do it intentionally, they rile up their engines, those super freaking hyper masculinity men, boys out there that I see, it's only because I seen it, you know, revving up their engine just to create a ball of black smoke and toxicity, and then they just keep going. I'm like, look, there should be some kind of law or something to say don't do that, because that's just as bad as smoking, like you cigarette smokes. So that just gets to my nerves. So if you live in an extra polluted environment, I definitely recommend you take some type of herbs or do some kind of things that's going to help build and repair your lungs so that you can breathe better, especially during this time where everybody got to wear a mask and you ain't breathing right anyway. It's definitely time for us to really consider our lungs and getting the proper amount of air that our lungs need. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Ashe and Hotep. Continue to check me out on itstheg.com and rock on.